Life constantly tests us with attachments that hold us back. We cling to people, expectations, possessions, and even painful memories. These attachments create invisible chains that make us anxious, fearful, and dependent on what lies outside of our control. The Stoic philosophers, however, left us timeless wisdom. Emotional detachment does not mean being cold or indifferent. Instead, it means living with freedom, presence, and inner peace. It is about loving without fear, caring without dependency, and enjoying life's gifts without becoming a prisoner of them. Today, I will share with you the 4 Stoic rules for emotional detachment. They are not abstract ideas, but practical principles you can apply daily. Once you learn them, you will see how they can transform your relationship with others, with yourself, and with the world. Rule 1. Focus only on what you can control. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not." This single line is the foundation of emotional freedom. Much of our suffering comes from trying to control what is uncontrollable. Whether people love us back, whether the world treats us fairly, whether life unfolds the way we expect. But the truth is that we can control only our own choices, judgments, and responses. Think about someone constantly worried about being abandoned in a relationship. Every action of the other person triggers fear. They check their phone every few minutes, anxious about replies. In this case, their peace depends entirely on another person's behavior. The Stoic solution is to shift focus, not on what others do, but on how you choose to respond. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop depending. You love freely without chains. Practical step. Each time you feel anxious, pause and ask, "Is this within my control?" If yes, act with courage. If not, let it go. Rule 2. Embrace impermanence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change. One reason we suffer is our illusion that things will last forever. We cling to people, moments, and possessions, desperate to freeze them in time. But life is constant change. People grow distant, situations evolve, and we ourselves transform. Imagine someone who cannot let go of a past relationship. Years pass, but they replay old memories, holding on to what once was. This resistance to change creates suffering. The Stoics remind us that everything is temporary. Accepting impermanence does not make us cold. It makes us grateful. A sunset is precious precisely because it fades. The same is true for relationships, possessions, and life itself. Practical step. Remind yourself daily, this too shall pass. Let this truth deepen your appreciation for joy and give you strength in pain. Rule 3. Redefine your sense of self. Seneca said, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." Attachment often comes from building our identity on external things, other people's approval, material possessions, or social status. When those disappear, we feel lost. But Stoicism teaches us to root identity in virtues, not externals. Who are you when everything is stripped away? Courage, honesty, wisdom, compassion? These qualities cannot be taken from you. Think of someone who only feels whole when in a relationship. Without a partner, they feel empty. That is not love, but dependency. True love comes from inner wholeness. Practical step. Redefine yourself by virtues. Pete, I'm resilient, I am just. I am disciplined. Rule 4. Practice voluntary detachment. The Stoics trained their minds for change by practicing voluntary detachment. One exercise is negative visualization, imagining the loss of something valuable, not to create fear, but to increase gratitude. Epictetus advised, "When you are delighted with anything, remember it is a mortal thing." This awareness deepens love, because you realize how precious each moment truly is. Seneca also practiced living simply, sleeping on the floor, eating basic food, to remind himself that happiness doesn't depend on luxury. Practical step. Try one detachment exercise this week. Skip social media for a day, live with fewer possessions, or imagine life without something you cling to. Notice how your perspective shifts from dependency to freedom. Duty conclusion of rules. These 4 Stoic rules, control what you can, embrace impermanence, redefine yourself, and practice voluntary detachment, are the keys to emotional freedom. But knowing them is not enough. You must apply them. And that's where the second half of this journey begins. Living Rule 1. Focus only on what you can control. Start journaling each day. Write down stressful situations and label whether they were within your control. Example: my coworker criticized me unfairly. Not in my control. I reacted angrily, in my control. Over time, this practice trains your mind to separate what belongs to you from what doesn't. You'll stop wasting energy on what you cannot change. Living Rule 2. Embrace impermanence, practice mindful appreciation. Each time you enjoy something, say silently, "This is temporary," and that is what makes it beautiful. A dinner with loved ones becomes precious because it won't last forever. A walk in the park becomes sacred because you recognize its fragility. And when you face pain, the same phrase, "This too shall pass," becomes your strength. Living Rule 3. Redefine your sense of self. Create a list of virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, discipline. Each morning, choose one to live by during the day. Ask yourself, how can I practice justice today? How can I embody courage today? As you root your identity in virtues, you stop depending on external validation. Your worth becomes unshakable. Part 4. Deepening detachment and final reflection. Living Rule 4. Practice voluntary detachment. Set aside time for exercises in letting go. For example, put away your phone for half a day. Sleep without luxury for one night. Spend a day without unnecessary spending. These practices prove you are stronger than your comforts. They show that happiness is not tied to external things. Also, once a week, try negative visualization. Imagine losing something you value. Feel the discomfort, then open your eyes with gratitude. This is not pessimism, but the deepest form of appreciation. Final reflection. The Stoics were not detached because they lacked love. They were detached because they loved without fear. They knew that the only true possession we have is our mind, our character, and our choices. Applying these 4 rules does not mean you stop caring. It means you start caring wisely. You will love freely, enjoy deeply, and live courageously. So ask yourself, where in my life do I need to let go? Is it a relationship, a possession, or an expectation? Take one step today. Apply one rule. Even the smallest action will move you closer to freedom. Because emotional detachment is not about losing. It's about gaining yourself back.